Hiya. So last time I had talked about brainwashing your brain for good, and I had given the idea to do it when you get in your car, preferably in the morning when you go to work and you're saying the word or the term "I'm grateful" over and over. Therefore, hopefully conjuring up some things that come to mind to be grateful for when it's a struggle to do that on a regular, consistent basis. And I also said that I was going to come back and give some more ideas that you could do every day. So here I am doing that. So I just want to say, first of all, so here's some rules. So new thoughts can only stick when it's attached to an existing habit. So things such as brushing teeth, driving, showering, making coffee, locking the door, sitting down at your desk, things that you do without thinking about, and that you could tie this to. So I already obviously talked about the driving, saying I'm grateful, and these have to be preferably like 3 to 5 words max that you're coupling with the habits or the actions that you already do. So the habit, so it has to be short, it has to be repeatable, and it doesn't require emotion. So for instance, on the grateful, I don't force myself to be grateful, I don't force myself to feel grateful. I just say the words and my brain starts scanning for proof. So then the effect would be, you notice the sky, you notice that your car's working, you notice a song, being early, a quiet moment. So one important thing is that the brain hates unresolved statements. I learned that quite a while ago. It's a loop that it has to close. So when you say I'm grateful, it looks for the evidence. So that right there is the brainwash. So again, going back, so the habit plus the short phrase equaling hopefully an automatic shift. So keep phrases present tense, under 5 words, and neutral. So here we have example 1. So let's say your habit, brushing your teeth. So when you're brushing your teeth, okay, this one especially because I know all of the personal development stuff has you talking to yourself in the mirror and you're saying things to yourself that I love you and you're beautiful and you're amazing. And that's great. The problem is the majority of people that do that have a hard time with it, or even have a hard time starting it because they don't believe it. So this works because it's totally taking that out of it, but still being a positive affirmation. And so this one, so example 1 or 2 really. So brushing your teeth. So while you're brushing your teeth, you could say, my body supports me, as you're looking in the mirror. So you're training your body to appreciate without mirrors or judgment. And then example 2, showering. As you're showering, you're saying to yourself, I am safe right now. This could be really helpful for people that have a good amount of anxiety. I know I do. That's something I'm struggling with right now. I've talked about a little bit. So this is your nervous system regulation and grounding for you. Example 3, locking the front door. When you go to lock that front door, you say, I'm allowed to take my time. So this undercuts urgency and panic patterns. Example 4, when you sit down at work, the one phrase here, you could say one thing at a time. So this prevents overwhelm before it starts. You know, you walk in, you have a desk full of stuff, you don't know where to begin, and you start freaking out right off the bat. So sit down at desk, one thing at a time. It just kind of sets you for the day and ground you for that work day. Example 5, making coffee or tea. This is one that I've used before and it worked quite well for me for a long time. I should start it again. So when you go to make your coffee or tea, the phrase you're going to say is, this is a reset. So this teaches your brain that moments can restart, not just mornings. I think that's really important because I myself and many, many people, you have one stressful moment, one chaotic occasion and in the day, and all of a sudden you feel like, oh, the day's just gone to hell. So this one instance just completely ruined your entire day. So this right here, let's say, so this says making coffee or tea. So let's say it's the afternoon and you're going to go make some herbal tea. And that's a moment you could say this is a reset. Mentally telling your brain we're resetting. Hopefully it helps. And then example 6, when you get into bed, I think this is good. You may not believe it, especially this one, or maybe not especially this one, but a lot of people have a hard time believing this. So when you get into bed, you say, I did enough today. So this one does land hard for a lot of people because we are in such a hyper productive, hustle. You gotta go, you gotta progress, you've gotta, excel. Like, there's no time for rest. And I think that's really toxic. That has become very toxic in our environments. None of us know how to relax or sit in the quiet and be content. So I think this one could be really helpful. So getting into bed, I did enough today. So if your brain rolls its eyes, that's good. That means you're interrupting a pattern. And then again, you don't have to believe. Those ones are a little bit easier to believe, except that last one, but you don't have to believe the phrase. It's just the repetition. Especially like if you're in front of the mirror and let's say you're saying what did I even say? What was my mirror example? You're brushing your teeth. My body supports me. So maybe if you're saying that out loud or silently, when that gets comfortable and you're doing it in front of the mirror, maybe you move on to something such as, I love myself, or I'm beautiful, or I am enough, something like that. Maybe it will be easier to say after you do that, after some time. So I would like to have you pick one habit, one phrase, and try it for a week. And like I said, I do the grateful thing already, but I'm going to try the brushing the teeth one. One reason I want to try the brushing teeth is because right now I'm struggling with my body and feeling like I'm okay inside. Like I am very, very hyper focused on every little thing that I feel going on in my body because of my nervous system being dysregulated massively. And I feel like something's wrong. So if I start saying my body supports me, and hopefully that will relax my insides. So don't add more than one, just try one for a week. Doesn't have to be perfect. And also comment which habit you're trying, and then maybe after a week, add another one. So don't stop the first one. So 1 week, try one, see how it goes. Second week, add another. Or maybe if the first one doesn't feel automatic yet, maybe wait for that one to feel automatic. And you maybe 2 weeks, and then add another one. Or come up, and then if you have any other ideas, you can drop that in the comments. And this, I think, is, like I said, a good brainwashing. And I think we need a little bit more of that, and be kinder to ourselves, kinder to others. Maybe it will instigate that. And not so much, maybe this isn't just necessarily saying something to yourself. Maybe you have to start a new habit. I think I said in my last video, like, maybe you have a bad habit of leaving dishes in the sink. I know I do. So maybe when you make your coffee, you automatically go and clean out your sink, because it's only going to take 5 minutes, so generally. So maybe that's the kind of new habit that you're putting forth. Anyway, so try some of those. Let me know what you think, and I will check out the comments. I hope you leave some, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.